Hey gang, me again. Something happened today that made me want to talk a little bit about this subject, and it's based on some other things that I've said previously about, even in my intro about my name, my pronouns, she, her pronouns, um, and the fact that sometimes I know that, the community, we shoot ourselves in the foot with some of the things that we do and some of and how we act. Um, what happened was, and this was a while ago. I needed a car. We had a lot of rain here in New York, and actually my car got flooded, so I had to get another car. Um, and there was a car at a dealership, and it was a car that I wanted. It was a good price, and I actually negotiated a little bit of a better price. Um, but when I was there, and you're going through the whole thing with the salespeople and the test drive, and all of that fun stuff, and the financing and blah blah blah. Everybody there kept on calling me sir. Okay, now here I am, looking like this. I have my nails done, wearing a little skirt with my purse, and yet they're still calling me sir. Now, I know some people within my community would say, well, why didn't you say anything? How did you stay there? I would have just walked out. I just would have, pumped my fist and said, how dare you? And, but the thing is, even though my external appearance, they deal with so many people. The question that I always ask is it being done maliciously? Well, they just want to get the sale and they just want you to get the car. So, of course, they're going to blah, blah. You know what? I'm 60 years old. A couple of days, going to be 61 years old. I think I kind of know when somebody is, being mean to me or not. So give me that benefit. Plus, I wanted the car. I wanted what I wanted. Okay, so we went through the whole process. Everything was fine. And, at the end, before I left, I went over to talk to the manager. And I said, I understand, obviously, that you see a whole lot of people, and everything like that. I said, just so that you know, I am transgender, and here I am. Everyone was calling me sir. I get that, and I went there, I didn't shave, so I had a little bit of stubble on my face, and my voice register is lower than the average female. And, I said, but, everyone kept calling me sir. And, I am transgender woman. So apologetic. The guy was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And it's not that he was pulling my leg. Again, I'm almost 61 years old. I know when people are doing that to me, okay? When people are like giving me, pulling me around and everything. So give it a break. But I kept it but you know what? It's okay. People are human beings. And they can make mistakes. And I said most of the time, people just don't know how to react. They're afraid to interact properly. And they're afraid, even if they say something wrong at the beginning, they continue to go with it because in their heads they're saying, oh my God, what do I do? How do I do? How do I get out of this? What? And we, as a community, have made them fearful of us. And we have to stop that. We have to be gracious. We have to give other human beings grace. If we want to be given grace, we have to give that as well. It was not being done maliciously. And when I started talking to him and I said that I'm sure that they probably felt embarrassed to say anything. So they just kept on going with it. So, teaching moment. I said, going forward, and this works with all of your customers, the proper thing to say would be, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. How would you like for me to address you? And that's it. Now people say, oh my God, I have to do that. I have to do this. I have to. You know what? How many times have you been to like a barbecue, a neighborhood barbecue, and you meet somebody new and somebody says, hey, this is my friend Steven. And you go over and you go to shake the person's hand and say, hey, Steve, how are you? And the person says, I prefer for you if you call me Steven. Oh, okay. Hey, Steven. And that's the end of it. Or, hey, this is my friend Robert. Hey, Robert, you know what? Call me Bob. Okay. And that's the end of it. So you just say, how would you like for me to address you? And that's something that I've said to many people, even a lot of the presentations that I give to medical students, doctors, residents, attendants at hospitals, business people. It's very plain and simple. Oh, you're Tamara. Pleasure to meet you. How would you like for me to address you? And that's the end of it, and then move forward. If the person makes a mistake, go, oh, geez, I'm sorry. Oh, Robert, I'm sorry. You wanted me to call you Bob. Okay, no problem. Sorry. And continue on. That's it. It's not a big deal. Again, I want to apologize to a point for my community because my community pushes it as, oh my God, the sky is falling if somebody misgenders me. And to that, I always say, even when I talk to people in my community about it, I say, is it being done maliciously? The person at the checkout line at the supermarket misgendered you. You never saw that person before in your life. You probably will never see them again. It was all about a 5-minute interaction. Did they do it maliciously? Or were they just a human being that made a mistake? Okay? So this is what we just need to do. We need to show respect for each other. We just need to understand that human beings are exactly that. Human beings. If they're doing something and it's not malicious, educate, but do it graciously. I definitely know this, I am the child of a creator that is full of unconditional grace. Who would I be if I didn't give my fellow creations grace? You need to give each other grace. Now, if it is being done maliciously, know yourself and walk away. Don't go crazy about it, because then there's always somebody off to the side who's watching the interaction. So you may be having this interaction with somebody, but there's always somebody off to the side. And if you flip out about it, that person on the side is saying, oh, you see, those people are a little bit crazy. Those people. Okay? Instead, gracious, you know what? Don't have to have any interaction with you anymore. Goodbye. And you walk away. And you do it graciously. Okay? Not everybody has to give you respect. And actually, because we live in a society, we don't have to have all of our rights. I think I've said it before, living in a society, we inherently give up some rights. Okay, I have the right to free speech, but you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. Why not? Because it will cause harm. Okay, you live in an apartment complex and the walls are paper thin. You have no right to privacy because the next door neighbor can hear everything that you say. If you want all of your rights, 100% of your rights, go live on a mountaintop somewhere, away from everybody. That's why we have to give each other grace. We have to give each other respect. And that's something that needs to be embedded in each and every one of us. People are not going to like you. That's fine. And for those that don't like me, the thing I have to say to that is, I don't care if you like me or not. You have zero impact on my life. And before you met me, I had zero impact on your life. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to be in your life. So stop dragging me into your life by doing all of these things and pushing all of these buttons, or trying to push all of these buttons, and then complaining that I'm in your life. Stop it. It's called mutual respect. It's called giving each other grace. So again, to the people that are in my community, if somebody misgenders you or somebody is saying the wrong things, stop. Think. Is it being done maliciously? Or does this person just not know? As I say, sometimes, being ignorant is not always a bad thing. It means that you just don't know yet. Okay, now, do you want to know? Because the mind is like a parachute. If it ain't open, well, you get the rest. Okay, so if the person does not have an open mind, you walk away. That's it. You don't have to be yelling in their face or pointing your finger or creating this whole big scene about it, because there's always somebody off to the side that's watching your reaction. So just walk away. You're better. I am loved by my Creator no matter what. Unconditional love. So everybody else walking on this planet could hate me. For me, doesn't matter, because I know my Creator loves me unconditionally. And that's it. And if my Creator gives me grace, unconditional grace, it's my job, it's my duty to pass that grace along to other people. Okay? So let's use your pronouns. Why am I using pronouns? Because you keep on, people say, why do you use your pronouns all the time? Because I have to. There's a time when, somebody who is gay, they come out of the closet. They come out as gay, and that's it. Someone who is transgender has to do that every single day of our lives. We have to come out, and then come out again, and then come out again, and then come out again, and then come out again. That's why we use our pronouns. Okay? And if you want to show support, an easy way to show support, use your pronouns. I don't care if you're a biological female, biological male. Use your pronouns. Say, I am a, she, her pronouns. I'm a he, him pronouns. Put it in your email signature, what your pronouns are. And if somebody says, oh my God, why are you using pronouns? Everybody knows that you're a female. Everybody knows that you're a male. Why? Because I'm showing support. Quick, easy way for you to show support to a marginalized community. So that's the end of that, and I will speak to you soon.